believe that story?
He said there was something in it for me, on my own.
I've always taken care of you, Fred.
Taking care of me? You're my kid brother, and you take care of me? Did you ever think about that? Huh? Did you ever once think about that? Send Fredo off to do this, send Fredo off to do that. Let Fredo take care of some Mickey Mouse nightclub somewhere. Send Fredo to pick somebody up at the airport. I'm your older brother, Mike, and I was stepped over.
That's the way Pop wanted it.
It ain't the way I wanted it. I can handle things. I'm smart. Not like everybody says. Like dumb, I'm smart, and I want respect.
Is there anything you can tell me about this investigation? Anything more?
The Senate lawyer, Quistad. He belongs to Roth.
You're nothing to me now. You're not a brother?
Good afternoon. It is 12:05 in Cali, and I hope you all are having a fantastic day. I forgot to include the audio, so there was a break in between the introduction. But the clip that you just saw was from the movie The Godfather 2, where Fredo, who was the older brother, was historically passed over for power due to his perceived weakness and lack of leadership. He constantly lived in the shadow of his younger brother. So because of this, Fredo was manipulated by rival mobsters, and he provided information that placed Michael Corleone and his family in danger. And this correlates with everything that I see that's going on right now on social media, the commentary, the so-called royal journalists, how the royal family is not backing Harry. Harry is traveling to the UK. And I know that the British media is pushing that he's trying to, see his father, and he wants to get back in their grace because he feels that by associating himself with the royal family, that's going to make his brand bigger. But Harry is already big. Harry is already a global statesman. Harry is already building an empire with his wife. He doesn't need the royal family. Harry's just a nice person, and he wants to build a relationship with his father so that his children who would know who their grandfather is. But it appears to be King Charles and William who are blocking that visit. They don't want that relationship. And I'm going to say it over and over again. It's due to insecurity, jealous, and they do not want Harry and Meghan to travel to the UK and upstage them. If you don't believe that the royal family is working with the British media to prevent this from happening, and in my opinion, to place Harry, Meghan, and their children in harm's way, you need to listen to this.
There's been an awful lot of leaking, particularly from Kensington Palace, about how things were developing, and that was a palace that both of them were representing.
They were asked by officials and the rest of the family to put thoughts down on paper. They said, look, it leaks if we do that, we don't want to do that. They did it. It was immediately leaked to the Sun, so they thought, hang it, we're going to have our, statement anyway. So
I work in newsrooms. It's a fact that every anti-Harry and Meghan story comes from Kensington Palace.
But much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
I mean, they can deny it all they like till they're blue in the face, but there's been an awful lot of leaking, particularly from Kensington Palace.
I was told I could say what I wanted about Harry and Meghan, but I had to lay off William and Kate. That was the instruction from the editor.
The palace has a history of swapping stories. So if I am a reporter and I come to the palace and I say, I've got this pretty scandalous headline about William, the palace would swap out that story for a story about Harry. They'd say, I'm going to give you this story about Harry if you'll kill this William story. So this has been going on literally for 20 years or so. Harry has been a victim of this forever. What we do know is that it's a PR strategy that the palace has done for decades. The palace absolutely has to paint Kate in the perfect light. And if that means running over Meghan Markle, to them, it's justified. Kate is going to be queen one day. So they're doing everything in their power to keep her innocent and pure.
And of course, the photographs were a setup. I was set up by a guy named Jeff Rayner and another guy named Dylan Howard, who was with American media, I think. And the whole thing was a plan to actually mess up the wedding.
So from the time Meghan entered that family, it's been hysteria. There have been multiple leaks. There have been attempts to smear and bring Meghan down. Now, let's get this out there. This is not about Harry. This is all about Meghan, a biracial woman and a biracial American woman who stepped into the royal family, and without trying, she upscaled them. She brought her American ways and her current values into the royal family, and they couldn't stand it. And so because of that, they felt that we should attack, bring her down, because these attacks worked previously, but they didn't realize that they were dealing with a seed that was going to continue to grow into a flower. And this little thing with Rayvac and how they stated that they wanted Harry and Meghan to give them, not Meghan, but Harry, to give them a 30 days notice before he enters the UK. That 30-day notice, once Harry gives them that, they're leaking. They're giving information to all these royal commentators, to the government, and that's the reason why we have this type of stuff. Let me put this into my stage. What do we have here? We have Harry reconsidering bringing family on UK trip over security concerns. Do you think Harry said this? No, it was leaked. Harry may not bring Meghan and kids on UK visit after protection denied. First, they said that Harry was getting protection, and then they said that King Charles offered them a residence behind the royal gates. And then they came out and said that Rayvac denied their security. I mean, what is it? What is it? Why is there so much leaking? Harry and Meghan are not set to arrive until July. So that gave them enough time to send the dogs out, and the dogs are most definitely barking. So I'm sure Harry and Meghan's spokesperson was sitting back watching all of this hysteria. Yeah, I said it, hysteria. And finally walked over to Harry and Meghan and stated, you know what? This is alleged. We need to talk about this. So today, the spokesperson says security risk follows the person, not the place. Let me read what else was said. Prince Harry's program in the United Kingdom includes both public and private engagements across the country. Safe accommodations is only one element of the effective protective security plan because risk follows the person, not the place. So they're basically saying that, yes, my father might have, offered a residence behind the royal gates for security, but I need security outside of the royal gates because I'm not just there to see you. I have charities. I have the Invictus Games that will bring money to the country. I am here to work. Let me continue. The issue has never been accommodation. The issue is whether appropriate and proportionate protective security is being provided throughout the entirety of the visit. The Independent Risk Management Board that RAVAX itself decided was necessary last November has still not taken place. It is therefore difficult to understand how the proportionality of the current arrangements can credibly be maintained without that independent assessment. The Duke continues to explore every available option to enable the visit to proceed safely and to give his children the opportunity to enjoy the UK. So there you have it. Prince Harry and Meghan, they are trying to travel to the UK, but they want protection. They want security for their children. And I don't think that is saying a lot. He is there for the Invictus Games. Birmingham paid to have him there. Why aren't they providing protection for Harry and his family? So Harry's going to be there to attend various causes and charities he supports, including Scotty's Little Soldiers and Well Child. But like I stated, security arrangements remain a key focal point for the couple following a recent court ruling that limits their taxpayer-funded police protection. Now, let me get this straight as well. Prince Harry offered to pay for his family's security, and he was denied. He was denied the opportunity to pay for his family's security. So, in my opinion, the royal family and the government is doing everything in their power to keep Harry and his family out of the UK due to insecurities, jealousy, and other things that rhymes with racehorse. But I have a movie here for you. It's called it's Sidney Poitier, and it's called Guess Who's Coming to Dinner. Sidney Poitier's father in the movie reminds me of Charles, and Sidney Poitier reminds me of Prince Harry. He's just in the present. He is dating a white woman, and he wants to just live his life and be peaceful and happy, but his father kept bringing him down. Let me play the movie so that you can hear what he had to say.
Let me tell you something. I owe you nothing. If you carried that bag 1,000,000 miles, you did what you were supposed to do. Because you brought me into this world. And from that day, you owed me everything you could ever do for me, like I will owe my son if I ever have another. But you don't own me. You can't tell me when or where I'm out of line, or try to get me to live my life according to your rules. You don't even know what I am, Dad. You don't know who I am. You don't know how I feel, what I think. And if I tried to explain it the rest of your life, you will never understand. You are 30 years older than I am. You and your whole lousy generation believes the way it was for you is the way it's got to be. And not until your whole generation has lain down and died will the dead weight of you be off our backs. You understand? You've got to get off my back.
And I definitely think of Prince Harry, or I thought of Prince Harry when I saw this movie. King Charles, William, and all of the other people who are insecure. You have to get off of Harry's back, because it doesn't make sense. And that's how I'm going to end my video. Get off of Harry and Meghan's back. Now, I'm going to come back because I wanted to have a part 2 to my previous video. So I'll put that together sometime today, and I'll be seeing you soon. Have a good one.